Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to be doing a video that people have been asking me to do for the past couple weeks now. Everybody I think is excited for fall, and I'm super excited to do this video because this is one of my favorites that I do every year. Today we're going to be talking about fall transition fragrances. To be totally honest with you guys, I never really got into a summer mood this year as far as fragrances go. I have never gotten into wanting to wear the light, bright, crisp florals and crisp citrus fragrances, and I just haven't been feeling hot weather fragrances this year at all for some reason. I've been leaning towards wanting cozy fragrances all summer, and so I found that that's really what I've been wearing a lot of. And yeah, so I think I've got 18 different fragrances here. I'm going to jump right in. I've got a very eclectic mix as usual, and I've got a lot of affordable stuff here. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right in. This first one we're going to talk about is not terribly affordable, but it is a beautiful one. I just wore this the other night. This is Valentino Donna Acqua. And this is beautiful because it really works in warm weather, but to me it's like, I don't know, it still gives me kind of fall vibes. Yeah, because of the really beautiful nutty warm note in this. It's super cozy. My husband loves this too. I sprayed this on before bed the other night because I was just craving it. And my husband was like, dude, you smell so good. And I was like, oh, awesome. It's so beautiful. It's just like a cozy fragrance that is perfect for this transitional weather. Like, it's still too warm to really start wearing like heavy fragrances, but this will give you those kind of cozy fall feels because it's got this beautiful nutty, like cozy, slightly like leaning gourmand. I wouldn't say this is like a gourmand because it's almost too floral to be a gourmand, but it's definitely leaning in that direction. It's just stunning. I love this fragrance. I don't wear this one to work because I don't get great performance out of this, but I have heard a lot of other people say that this does last really well for them. So unfortunately, it just doesn't last terribly long on me. I did spray it on before I went to bed the other night, and yeah, I couldn't smell it when I woke up in the morning, so, but it's still great. I love to enjoy it. So anyways, that is Valentino Donna Acqua. I've got a lot here, so I'm going to cruise through here. I'm going to try not to spend too much time on each one. Okay, this next one, I've been wearing this all summer. I don't even care. It's really, well, I don't want to say it's not meant for hot weather because it does just fine for hot weather or in hot weather to me. But this is a stunning fragrance, and this is like a really perfect transitional fragrance. In fact, if I had to pick just one fragrance off of this entire list to wear, say until like October, if I had to wear this for an entire month, I'd be perfectly happy with that. This is Layered Linae, and this is a dupe of Nishane Ani, and this is so beautiful, you guys. This is just like a spicy vanilla. It's like a ton of vanilla and spices. It's got another prominent note in it that I can't remember what. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's a pretty prominent note though. It's gorgeous. It smells so good in the dry down, and I've got two versions of this. I've got the Layered version, and I have the Duo Drowning in Vanilla version, and I prefer the Linae. This one, there's just something about it that is, I'm about to order a decant of Ani so that I can compare the original to both the dupes that I have. I'm going to do a whole video on that, so yeah, and I'm going to be ordering my decants from a website called the Decant, I think it's called the Fragrance Decant Boutique. They comment on almost every one of my videos, and I've been meaning to do an order. And so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and order because you probably see them in the like if you're in the comments, you probably see them in the comments. So I feel like it would be good for me to do an order and let you know what my experience with them is. So yeah, I will be doing an order with them and they have a sample of Ani, which I'm super excited about. I've got a cart going, and I've got some really good samples. But anyways, yeah, that is coming. I love this fragrance. It's beautiful. It's super cozy, spiced vanilla. It works really well in the heat though. This isn't, it's not like overpowering. It lasts absolutely forever on my skin. This one does, the Linae does. And I've been wearing this since I got it. They sent this over to me probably a month or a month and a half ago, and I've been wearing the crap out of it since I got it. So anyways, that is Layered Linae. Okay, this next one is this is a Russian fragrance. It's the only one that I have from this house. I need to get more from this house because I enjoyed this one so much, or I do enjoy this one so much. I want to try more from this house. This is a house called Brocard, and this is called My Cup of Tea 5 o'clock. Now, I picked this up because it was said to be a dupe for Memo's Winter Palace. So I went ahead and picked this up. I do have a sample of Winter Palace. Winter Palace is much more complex. I would not call this a dupe at all. I would say it's definitely very similar. It definitely smells very similar, but this 5 o'clock, this is very, very linear. It smells exactly, at the end of the day, what it smelled like when you very first sprayed it on. It's a super linear fragrance. Whereas with Memo, you go through a complete journey. It's very complex. It changes throughout the stages on your skin, and you really can't compare the two. It's like apples to oranges, but they do smell similar. But only in the beginning, and maybe for like the first, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or so, they smell exactly the same, but then the Memo changes, and then it doesn't smell like this anymore. But anyways, this is a beautiful lemon, tea, sugar. It really is. It's like a lemony tea with sugar in it. It's got somewhat of a pastry kind of smell to it. It's almost like tea and cookies or something. I love this though. It smells amazing. It lasts a really long time on my skin. I got mine off of eBay, and I think I paid like 15 or 16 bucks shipped for it. So yeah, and they've raised the prices on a lot of these Brocard fragrances now, probably because shipping has gotten so insane. So yeah, they're not as inexpensive as they used to be, but they're still really inexpensive. And I know a lot of people are really leery about ordering fragrances from Russia, but this is an actual Russian house. So yeah. So anyways, that is My Cup of Tea 5 o'clock from Brocard. And it's, as far as why it's a good transition fragrance, because it's still light enough. It still has this really light, or this really bright citrus in the top. It's probably bergamot or lemon. But yeah, it's got this kind of pastry aspect to it, which makes it cozy. And it can definitely hold up in the heat, or definitely does hold up in the heat, because it's not overpowering or heavy. It's just like a perfect transition fragrance. So anyways, yeah, that is Brocard My Cup of Tea 5 o'clock. Okay, next I have a Britney Spears fragrance, and I see this in people's like fall and winter lists a lot, or I used to. See this in fall winter lists a lot, but I think this is like a perfect transition fragrance, and I've been wearing this in the summer. I don't even care. This is Britney Spears Private Show, and this is gorgeous. This is like sugary. This has got like a creamy, it's got a creaminess to it. This has got a coffee note in it. Sorry if you can hear my dogs clicking down the hall there. But yeah, sweet coffee. It's just yummy. It's a Britney Spears fragrance. I don't know that I've met a Britney Spears fragrance that I don't like. They're just easy. They're easy to wear, and this is no different. Yeah, this is so good. It's like creamy sugar with a hint of coffee. It's slightly gourmand. I love this one. I love what this does on my skin. It's just one of those yummy fragrances. I love it too because I love I don't know. Every time I pull out a new bottle of perfume, I look at like how much I've used, and there's just something satisfying about it. It's like, oh, I've used that quite a bit since the last time I pulled it out, you know, or since the last time I had it in a video. But anyways, this is just yummy. It's creamy, it's sugary, it's got a hint of coffee. I just really like it. If you like Britney Spears fragrances, I think you would really like this. Perfect transition fragrance because it's not, again, it's not a heavy, like cold weather fragrance. It definitely does better in cold weather than it does the heat, but it's one of those that you can spray on even though it's still a little bit warm outside. Like here, it's September 1st to me, so in my mind, it's fall. It's September, it's fall. Even though it's really not fall yet, it's still summer. But this is one of those fragrances that now that in my mind it's fall, I can start wearing this, but it'll still do okay in the heat. It's not too heavy, but it's still yummy, cozy, sweet, sugary. I just love it. This is such a good fragrance. So anyways, that is Britney Spears' Private Show. Okay, next we have another celebrity fragrance, and this one I think is perfect for this time of year. This is the Kim Kardashian Pure Honey fragrance, and this is such a gorgeous floral honey. I mean, and it is like it is definitely honey. It is very, yes, very, very honey forward. You definitely get this beautiful like honey bear honey note, but it is very floral at the same time. But it's like, I don't know, it's like candied florals and honey. It's very sweet. It's a very sweet fragrance. I didn't get the best longevity out of this because I did wear it in high heat. I have a feeling that this is going to do really, really well in some cooler weather. I just get those vibes that it's just going to do well in cooler weather. But again, perfect transition fragrance because, as I said, I wore it in high heat and it did just fine in high heat. It wasn't like too much. Probably just from the florals because it's quite floral heavy. But it's just going to be a great transition fragrance because this is super, super cozy. It is just a beautiful, cozy honey and flowers. It's beautiful. It's so affordable too. So yeah, I'm super, super excited to wear this one. I just think it's going to be a perfect transition fragrance. So this is one of those that can be worn really any time of year, but I do think this is going to be better for fall, winter. So anyways, Kim Kardashian Pure Honey. Okay, next we have a Ralph Lauren fragrance, and I think this one ends up in all of my transitional fragrances videos because it is a great transition fragrance. This is Ralph Lauren Tender Romance, and this is ginger and pear. It's slightly sweet. It's not overly sweet, but the ginger and pear, it's almost, it like is borderline gourmand for me. It's almost like, well, it's pretty perfumey. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's almost an edible pear. And ginger, it almost reminds you of like a pear tart or something. It's just beautiful. But I love this as a transition fragrance because this one does really well in the heat. You can definitely get away with wearing it in the heat, but it's cozy. It's a cozy fragrance because of that ginger, the warmth from the ginger and the sweet pear. It's just a beautiful, cozy fragrance that really performs well in heat. This can be worn any time of year for sure. I like to wear it in the cooler months primarily, but I've been wearing this summer because, again, I have never gotten out of wanting to wear winter fragrances this year yet. So anyways, beautiful transitional fragrance. This is Ralph Lauren Tender Romance. And this one lasts all day. This is one that I can wear to work and it'll get me through an entire work day, no problem. Lasts really well on skin, clothing, everything. So again, Ralph Lauren Tender Romance. This has been discontinued though, so if it sounds like something you would like, definitely snatch a bottle of it up if you find it, because yeah, it's been discontinued. So anyways, okay, next we've got a Lalique fragrance, and it's funny because I did wear this in the heat and it did just fine in the heat, but I've been waiting just for this time of year to pull this out and really wear it a lot. This is just Lalique Lalique, and this is like it's like a 90s floral, really, is what it smells like to me. It's like a slightly sweet, yeah, this one came out in 1992, so it is definitely, I knew it had super 90s vibes to me. This almost reminds me of a feminine, I don't know if you guys remember Polo Sport, like the men's cologne that came in the blue bottle, Polo Sport from the 90s. This almost reminds me of a sweeter feminine version of that. I don't know what it is. It doesn't, I don't know, I wouldn't say it like smells exactly like that, but it gives me those vibes. It's just beautiful. So this is like a whole bunch of flowers. This also has pear in it. I think it's got like some musk in the base. It's just, it's a super cozy floral to me though. I think part of the coziness for me comes from the fact that it smells like the 90s, and I'm like at home in the 90s. So just because that's when I, you know, was a teenager, was in the 90s. And so it's like, I don't know, it's nostalgic for me. It just, I don't know. There's something comforting about it for me. But anyways, I love it. It's a cozy, warm, slightly sweet floral that smells like the 90s. I don't want to say it smells like super modern, but it does not smell old-fashioned at all. It's not, it doesn't have like a vintage aspect to it. Like, I don't think that anybody would smell this and be like, oh, I don't like that. You know, you might not like it, but I don't think it would be because you felt like it smelled too mature or anything like that. It's not, it definitely doesn't read mature at all. It's just beautiful. I've been waiting for this time of year to be able to bust this out and wear this beautiful, cozy floral. So anyways, that is Lalique from Lalique, and this is a good one. I get really good lasting power out of this. This is one that I was able to wear to work. Yeah, I'm going to be able to refer to work in the past tense now, which is amazing. I don't know, I've been saying, or I talked about it on my other channel. I'll just make that little announcement now in the middle of this fall transition video. I did talk about it in my Chatty Get Ready With Me on my other channel. I've been talking about it a ton on that channel, but yes, I quit my full-time job. I will be doing YouTube, and I will be working part-time so that I can stay home with my daughter. So yeah, I will be referring to working at my old job in the past tense now. So anyways, yes, I was able to wear this one to work, and it would get me through an entire 10-hour workday. So yes, longevity on this guy is very, very good. I love this fragrance. So that is Lalique Lalique. I gotta get moving because I gotta pick up my daughter in a little bit, and I've got a lot of fragrances to get through here. Okay, this next one, I don't even know. I think this pops up on FragranceNet every once in a while. I bought it and then it like sold out really fast, and I haven't seen it again, but of course I haven't looked for it. This is called Monsoon Rose Gold, and Monsoon, for us Americans, this is, and I don't even know, I haven't been to Europe in so long. I don't know if Monsoon is still a thing. I haven't been to Europe or the UK in so long. I don't know if Monsoon is still a thing. I would imagine it is. But when I would travel, Monsoon was like I don't know, it was kind of, or it seemed to me like a trendy, like women's clothing store. I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. It was like I don't know, it was kind of like our version of Forever 21 or something. To me, it was like a trendy women's clothing shop. But anyways, Monsoon, this is, I guess a perfume that they did. But this is really pretty. Yeah, this is really, it's a very beautiful, I think it's got some fruits in the top. It's got lots of florals in the middle. I know it's got tuberose in it. But the tuberose is really, really beautifully done in this one. And then I think it's got like vanilla and some other things. I think it might have like a moss note in it. Like vanilla, moss, and some other things in the base. It's just really, really beautiful. I mean, I think it was really inexpensive. I want to say I picked this up for like $14 or $16 or something on FragranceNet. And I was really impressed. I just think it's really pretty fragrance. It's just a really beautiful, kind of classic smelling floral. But yeah, beautiful transition fragrance. It's, yeah, it's definitely a cozy floral. Probably from the vanilla. I think it's got some amber in the base. And the moss, it's cozy. But it's not too much that you can't wear it in the heat too. It's just perfect. It's a perfect transition fragrance. Like I said, these are all fragrances that I've been pulling out and wearing in the middle of this summer because this is just what I've been craving. So anyways, that is Monsoon Rose Gold. Okay, this next one is like one of my favorite transition fragrances. This is my favorite time of year to wear this. This is Sofia from Sofia Vergara, and this is beautiful. This is a floral patchouli fragrance, and I love this. People compare this to Mademoiselle from, I don't even remember the full name of it, from Chanel. Yeah, I've got it. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, people compare this to that fragrance, and they're slightly similar, but they're two very, very different fragrances. This is much softer. It's much more well-rounded than the Chanel. The Chanel is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit heavier on the patchouli than the Sofia is. And this is just beautiful. It's soft, it's cozy. It's super like well-rounded, it's slightly sweet. It's just a stunning transition fragrance. I love this. This is my favorite time of year to wear this. Yeah, in fact, this is going to live on my desk for a while because, I don't know, this is the kind of fragrance that I've been craving. And I'm craving this. It's just a stunning fragrance. It's so affordable too. So affordable. And you can get this huge bottle for like, I don't know, $22 or something. It's just crazy. I need to pick up some more Sofia Vergara fragrances because I've really been impressed with the two that I've got. Longevity on this is really, really good too for being a celebrity fragrance, for being affordable. This has gotten me through work before. This has definitely gotten me through an entire 10-hour workday. I overspray everything. One of these days very soon, I'm going to do a quick 1-minute spray routine video so you can see how I apply my perfume. But yeah, I do overspray, but this lasts forever. I spray it on skin and clothing, and yeah, it'll get me through an entire 10 hours. So anyways, that is Sofia Vergara, Sofia. Okay, this next one is definitely like a hot weather fragrance. It does perfect in the heat. It's like a beachy fragrance, but I love this. I love this in the fall because it's so cozy and thick and rich smelling. I just love it. This is the Sol Cheirosa 62 from Sol de Janeiro, and this is like burnt caramel and pistachio. It is so beautiful. If you've ever smelled the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream that you can get at Sephora, it smells exactly like that. It's just a beautiful, rich, sweet, decadent fragrance. It's like everything that I love. This is meant for high heat, so you can definitely wear this in high heat, but it transitions beautifully into cooler weather. So again, this is like my favorite time to wear this fragrance because it works really well. I'm in the South. It's still in the 90s outside and we're in September. It's probably going to be like this for another month and a half or so. It'll be really hot. So this is like perfect to give me those to give me the fall vibes, to make me feel like I'm wearing something rich and cozy, but it still works really well in the heat. This is like the perfect fragrance for that. So anyways, that is the Sol Cheirosa 62 from Sol de Janeiro. Okay, this next one is one, again, it's like a cozy, fragrance that works so well in the heat. This is Sweet from Ellis Brooklyn, and this is basically pear and ambrette or muskmallow. And ambrette is just a very cozy note, in my opinion. It's kind of fuzzy, it's cozy, it's a warm note. And then mixed with the pear, it just is stunning. This smells very, very similar to the new Ariana Grande God is a Woman. This one is such much better quality though. Like there's a marked difference in quality to my nose. I like this one so much more. I'm not in love with the Ariana Grande one. This Sweet is beautiful though. It also smells very, very similar to the Clean Reserve Radiant Nectar. In my God Has a Woman video, I said it smelled like Solar Bloom. It doesn't smell like Solar Bloom. It smells like Radiant Nectar. They smell almost exactly the same, but again, there's something about the Ellis Brooklyn Sweet that I just like more than those others. You can get the Ariana Grande though and have the same experience. They smell very, very similar. There's something about the Ellis Brooklyn one that I just like so much better though. This is just a beautiful, again, hot weather appropriate, but super cozy fragrance that will just take you straight into fall. I love this. I've got about 60% left of mine, so I'll probably wear it another couple times this transitional season and then save it for next year. I really do like this though. Longevity on this is terrible though. It's really, really bad. It's only going to get you maybe 4 hours. If you really overspray it, maybe 6. So yeah, longevity is not great. I would still buy a full bottle of this though if I found it for a really good price. I would not pay full price at all for this, but I would pay maybe $60 or something max for a bottle just because the performance is so bad. But I adore the way this smells. So anyways, that is Ellis Brooklyn Sweet. Okay, next we have got an Imaginary Authors fragrance, and this is called Yesterday Haze. And this is a beautiful, like musky fig fragrance. This is the most unique fig that I have in my collection. It's one of the most unique figs I've ever smelled, really. This is a gourmand fig. This has got a walnut note in it. And it's got this beautiful musky, like muskiness to it. And when I say musky, I mean musky in the way that Baccarat Rouge 540 is musky. It's that kind of fuzzy, musky muskiness, if that makes sense. And then the beautiful fig note is just like moving throughout the entire thing all the time. It's not very sweet, but you get like it's not, I wouldn't consider this sweet, but it brings sweetness to mind. It's just beautiful. It's a stunning fig fragrance, perfect for fall. You can definitely get away with this in the heat because fig just does well in heat, but it's like fall vibes, definitely. Can't wait to wear this one. And yeah, perfect transition fragrance. So that is Imaginary Authors Yesterday Haze. Okay, next I've got a Chanel fragrance. This is one of my favorite transition fragrances as well. This is Chanel Chance. This is the EDP formulation, and I just love this. This is so classic and classy smelling. This just reminds me of a super classy boss lady. Like this would be a perfect signature scent for a boss lady. It's not overly anything. I think it's like florals and patchouli, but the flowers are not like overly floral. The patchouli is not overdone either. It's not a hippie patchouli. It's not a medicinal patchouli. It's like it's like patchouli in a supporting role. It's stunning. This is like the perfect all year round fragrance, but perfect for this time of year because this will do well in the heat, but it will also take you right into the fall as a transition fragrance. It's super cozy, super classy. This is like a contender for a signature fragrance for me. Like if I had to choose one signature fragrance, this would be it, just because it's so perfect. I just love Chanel Chance. I love the EDP formulation. So anyways, yeah, super excited to wear this one. That is Chanel Chance EDP formulation. I do have a little partial of the EDT, and I do prefer the EDP. Okay, this next one is a stunning fragrance. This is Lolita Lempicka. This is Elle Lame. This is the EDP formulation. I do have the EDT as well, but this one is darker, richer. This is beautiful. This is like coconut. I think it's got myrrh in it. So it's like perfect in the hot weather because it's got that gorgeous coconut note, but it's also got myrrh in it, which gives it this beautiful deepness, coziness, warmth. So it's just a perfect transition fragrance. I love it. It works really well in the heat, but it'll take you through into cooler months. It's stunning. So yeah, this one, the longevity is pretty good. I can get about 6 hours out of it. If I overspray, 6 to 8 hours, I would say. It's definitely decent, and you can usually find this for a really good price on FragranceNet. So definitely worth checking out if you enjoy coconut or myrrh. Ugh, gorgeous. So anyways, that is Lolita Lempicka Elle Lame. Okay, I'm gonna get through these last 6 really quickly and go get my little. Okay, this next one is a beautiful patchouli fragrance. This is from Molinard, and this is called Vanille Patchouli. And this is exactly what it sounds like. This is a beautiful, like vanilla extract vanilla with a ton of patchouli. You have to really like patchouli to like this. But this is one that you can wear in the heat. It's not going to suffocate you. It's not going to be overpowering, but it's super, super cozy for fall. I love this fragrance. It lasts absolutely forever on my skin too. The vanilla aspect starts to fade away after the first few hours, and then you're just left with a lot of patchouli. So again, you really have to like patchouli to like this, but if you do, it's a beautiful, warm, cozy, just beautiful fragrance that works in the fall. So that is Vanille Patchouli from Molinard. Okay, this next one is another Britney Spears fragrance, and I love this one too. This is Britney Spears Perogative, and I love this. This is not, it's not totally unlike Private Show. In fact, to me, they're different. They're different, but similar. Perogative has, I think, probably more fruits in the top. Yeah. There's a fruitiness in the top of this that Private Show doesn't have. Private Show is smoother, creamier, and it's got that coffee note in it. Though I think Perogative might have a coffee note in it as well, though. It's beautiful. This one's sweeter. It's more of like a sugared. Yeah, this might have pear in it. I feel like I smell pear. It's almost like a, I don't know. I get the, I almost smell like brown sugar and pears in this. It's so beautiful. I love this. Again, beautiful sugared. This one was marketed as like a unisex fragrance. It could easily be that. I think it would smell amazing on a man. If a man smelled like this, I would be like, holy cow, you smell amazing. But I think a lot of men would feel like this leans very feminine. But I love this. I love it. It smells, oh, it smells so good. Yeah, I don't know if this has got pear in it or not, but I feel like it does. It smells like pear. Like sugared pears. Ugh, it's amazing. It smells like it's got brown sugar in it too. So anyway, it's really yummy. Again, because of the fruits in the top, it keeps it from being too heavy, too rich, too much for the heat, but it's still super cozy and just perfect for transitioning into the fall. So anyways, that is Britney Spears Perogative. Okay, next we have another Ralph Lauren fragrance. This is a floral, and this is beautiful. This is beautiful any time of year, but this was one of those that I just wore. Well, I've been wearing it. I've been wearing this all summer because this is giving me that kind of coziness that I've been craving all year. This is Ralph Lauren Blue. Yeah, and this is such a beautiful, cozy floral. This definitely gives me like warm summer floral vibes, but it's that warmth in it that gives it just the most cozy, just beautiful feel. I just love it. It's one of those that this is definitely like good for all year round, perfect for any occasion, any, you know, like you just can't go wrong with this fragrance. It would make an amazing signature scent. But there's just a beautiful warmth to this that gives me cozy vibes, and that's why I've been wearing it all summer. Yeah, I just love this. I think it's a perfect transition fragrance. This is for people like me who are in the South. It's still super hot. It's going to be super hot for a while, but you want to still feel cozy. You want to still feel like it's fall. And yeah, now you probably aren't going to get like super fall vibes out of this because it's not spiced. It's not anything like, you know, fallish, but it's still warm. It's still a beautiful, warm floral. So anyways, that is Ralph Lauren Blue. Okay, this next one, yeah, I just wore this one not too long ago in the heat, and it did perfectly fine. This is Chloe Nomad Absolu de Parfum, and this is beautiful. This again has that same kind of muskiness like Baccarat Rouge 540 has, that same kind of like fuzzy muskiness. This has got that same thing, but this is sweet. This is like a rich, sweet. Oh, it's so good. This has got Mirabelle Plum in it. And again, with that beautiful muskiness. And I think it's got, I think this is categorized as like a Chypre floral. It's got oak moss in the base, I believe. It's just beautiful. It's cozy, but this still like, it's definitely, I think, more suited for cooler weather, but I've worn this in the heat of the summer. I've worn it this summer. And it did perfectly fine in the heat. It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't sickly or headache-inducing or anything. But again, warm fall vibes out of this because of that muskiness. It's got the same kind of muskiness that the Imaginary Authors Yesterday Haze has. It's just beautiful. It's super cozy, super warm, perfect transition fragrance. Yeah, for those of you like me who are still stuck in some hot weather and wishing for some cooler days, this is like a perfect fragrance for that. So anyways, that is Chloe Nomad Absolu de Parfum. Okay, this next one is another one I've worn a couple times this summer, even though, again, this is more, well, this really could be for any occasion, any time of year. This is Lush Rose Jam, and I love this. This is probably the, well, I don't want to say the coziest, but it's one of, that's a good video idea, cozy rose scents, because this is a cozy rose scent. I don't know what, for the notes, this has definitely got some citruses in the top, though they're not listed anywhere. And it's rose, and there's only like 3 or 4 notes that are listed for this. And I can't even remember what the other main note is besides rose, but it's rose, and then I don't know, something, and the 3 notes are like, I don't know, it's like when I read the notes in this and then smell it, there's a disconnect for me. I'm smelling something other than what I'm seeing as being the listed notes. I don't know, this is just a beautiful cozy rose. I feel like it's got some citrus in the top, and it's got something super warm. It's not spicy, but it's almost spiced, if that makes any sense. It's just a beautiful, super cozy rose. I love this time of year. Again, it works perfectly well in the heat, but it's super cozy and is perfect to transition into fall. So anyways, that is Lush Rose Jam. Okay, And I saved the best for last because to me, this is the ultimate, like the ultimate fall transition fragrance. This is Like This from Etat Libre d'Orange. And this, like I said, is the ultimate transition fragrance. I have worn this in the absolute dead heat of the summer. It's beautiful. I've worn this in the fall and winter. It's beautiful. It's got ginger and I think pumpkin. It's got a whole bunch of notes. You can see I've used an absolute ton of this for for being me, for having hundreds of bottles of perfume, and I reach for this all the time. It's like light enough and bright enough to be worn in high heat or any time of the year. But because it's got those warm, cozy notes, the carrot seed, the pumpkin, the ginger, it makes it the most cozy home smelling fragrance ever. I love this. I get compliments on it every time I wear it. People are like, you smell so good. What is that? And I think because it smells so inviting, so warm, so cozy, so approachable and friendly. It smells like home. It's just incredible. This is one of this. I think I had this. I did a top 15 for life, I think. And this would be in a top 10 for life. This may even would be in a top 5 for life. It's one of my favorite fragrances ever. I just love it. There's nothing like, I don't know, there's nothing spectacular about it. It's not, it's not like otherworldly or anything. It's definitely unique, but gosh, you get that fresh ginger right away too. And it's a fresh, warm ginger note. Yeah, there's nothing groundbreaking. It's not like it's, out of this world different but there's something special about it. There's just something, I don't know, you don't smell fragrances made like this very often. There's just something so inviting and cozy about it and so approachable. Like you're going to come off as being very approachable wearing this fragrance. It's just beautiful. Again, bright and light enough to wear in high heat, but the notes are so cozy and perfect for fall. Yeah, it's just one of my favorite fragrances ever. So anyways, that is Like This from Etat Libre d'Orange. And holy cow, you guys, we made it to the end. I do hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.